Hello there everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I just got this shirt here that my son gave me to give it to charity, and I thought maybe I could transform into something else, maybe a dress. So I like the pop-up buttons here, which is quite cute, some pockets and the long sleeves. I can use the sleeves probably to make the dress a bit longer, because it would be very short as the shirt is only that length. So let's see what happens. Watch this space. Okay. So the first thing to do is remove the sleeve from the shirt, and I'm going to cut around the edge of the seams here, the original seams. All around until the sleeves are completely off. Now that I have the two sleeves off, so I'm going to go and remove the collar from the shirt as well. So I just go along the same line and remove as close as the seam as possible. Cut all around the collar and leave it to one side, and I have other plans for it later. At this stage, all the materials from the shirt will be recycled into the dress. Nothing will be wasted. That's what you end up with. As you can see, I removed the sleeves and the collar. I'm going to measure up now the front of the shirt to the point where I want it to cut for the V at the front. In this case, it's about 5 inches, which coincidentally will match up with that popper here just above, which will be useful as the first popper at the front of the V, in the point area, V point area. I'm going to mark with chalk with a V from that point right to the shoulder area, as you can see here. After marking the 5 inches that I needed and the point, the right point for the V at the front, so it won't be too low. So I marked with some tailor's chalk, yeah, and then I'm going to allow a little bit of a seam allowance, so I'm going to cut it out. Okay, that section. I'm cutting just at the front of the shirt, so I have to be careful not to touch the part at the back. So I'm lifting it up here, and that's that section that goes up to there, allowing a little bit for the seam allowance here. And then I'm going to cut across to the other side, right to the shoulder. That's it. So as I'll need to put a dart here to give some shape to the bust area, and also I'm going to put a dart here in the middle of the shirt to give nice shape in the body and the waistline. So I decided that I will unpick this pocket here, because I won't be able to do the dart right into it. I might add it up later on back in. I'll keep the flap on, I'll just take that section off, and then I'll decide later if I will use the pocket or not, but I will take it off. I've removed both pockets and now I'm trying the shirt on the reverse or inside out to facilitate the marking with pins on the waist area. There. I'll put a pin right in the middle of the waist area to give it a nice shape with dots. Making it narrower as it reaches the bust area, and also narrowing going towards the hem like that. Also, I'll need pins on the bust area to make some shapely dots around this area here too. And then I'll sew in the sewing machine, and I will repeat the same on the back of the shirt with pins as well to make some dots on the back as well. If it needs, I'll try it on. Now I'm going to show the dots. I had to cut the sides of the shirt so I could access to the bust area to sew the dart on. So I had to cut on the sides first. Sew the front darts and back darts too. If you feel it needs the darts on the back, so it'll give you curves on the back area as well. So if you need darts on the back, so darts on the back as well to make a perfect fit. Now it's time to press the darts flat, nice and smooth. A good press will make a lot of difference to your final result. Now to make the shirt a bit longer to turn into a dress, otherwise it will be too short, I'm using the sleeves. I pinned the sleeves here already at the edge of the hem, and at the moment it looks a bit untidy, but what my plan is to cut the sleeve in half and then add the other half of the sleeve at the back of the dress, and that will give a bit of length at the back. And this section here, where the cuffs, I took the cuffs off here, the section here, and I join it together, will be in the middle. Will be a nice detail here, this little bit here, which is from the sleeves. So I think that will be a nice detail at the front of the dress. Now I'm going to cut the sleeves in half on the other side, because I already have cut on that side, and then the cuffs are off as well. And now I'm going to cut the sleeve off right in the middle, right to the end of the sleeve. Cut it all across. I'm also going to cut here on the side of the sleeve, so a bit of an angle to follow the contour of the side of the dress, right there. As you can see now, I have pinned the sleeves to the hem of the shirt, the original shirt, and it's starting to look a little bit more like a dress now because it's got a bit of length. So now it's just stitch all along there in the sewing machine. I did that to the front and I did to the back as well. Now I'm attaching this sleeves to the bottom of the shirt. I cut a piece of fabric to go around the neck area, the shape of the V of the neck area, and a bit for the back as well, which I'm going to attach at the back to finish off the edge of the top of the dress. After you have sewn the facings to the neck area, make sure you clip all the curved seams to make it smooth when you turn it over, to give it a good finish and give a good press as well afterwards. I cut a piece of blue satin material around 5 inches to allow for making it double at the seam allowance, just to make a bit longer the dress, because I felt it needed a bit more length. Pin the band at the round of the edge. Just trying the dress on now. I pinned the sleeves to decide the right length. It's a bit long at the moment, but I will make it look more feminine by making to a cup sleeve. This is the length of the dress now after adding the band. As you can see, it is now a perfect length for me. This band is completely optional, you don't have to add to the dress, but I thought it was necessary, otherwise it would have been too short. So I think now is the perfect length for me. That would have been like that if I didn't add the band, but now it's better. I found this beautiful lace fabric, and it's a navy color. Then I decided to cut around the flowers, and that's what I got in the end, a nice trim. And I thought it would be a good idea to add to the hem here and also in the joint between the shirt and the sleeves, so that will hide a little bit that joint there. So I think that will make it a little bit more interesting and more feminine. I will pin it all around here, and then I'll sew it by hand. I cut the sleeves, made into a cap sleeves. It makes a little bit more feminine. If you remember, originally I had the dress with the sleeves around here, and that was taken from the original long sleeves. And I made this belt here, and if you can see close by in the camera, this section here, from here to there, is one cuff. This section here in the middle is the collar piece from the shirt, and here is the other end, the other cuff, and it's got the original poppers here at the end, as you can see. And I put the little embellishment here, which I put here at the bottom of the dress. I spent an hour in the garden adding this lace piece here at the bottom. It made it extra special, if I can see. I made it special. Now I'll put the belt on, and that will add an extra detail to the dress. Here at the back. I'm thrilled to bits with it. I'm really happy with the results. From one shirt to a beautiful dress.